Hi, welcome to Bar Cart Bookshelf, a video series about books and the drinks they inspire. My name is Elias, and today we're talking about Escape Velocity by Victor Manibo. Escape Velocity is Victor Manibo's second near-future sci-fi thriller. In 2022, in the summer, we talked about his first book, The Sleepless, with the Wakefield Sour, a really remarkable sort of science fiction debut in a near future where a quarter of the population no longer needs to sleep, and an exploration of productivity culture and labor extraction, and at the same time a fast-paced and exciting journalist sort of thriller. And we have in Escape Velocity something in that same vein, and then all the more so. We're here at the end of the 21st century in the late 2080s, and we are at the 25th high school reunion of the elite Rochefort Institute, this very elite boarding high school where all of these students have trained not only in their various sorts of daily school skills, but also in astronautics and space exploration, because global warming, climate change, in this Earth, there isn't a lot that's really been done. The world is burning, the world is ending, and instead of working to create holistic global solutions to the problem of the climate crisis, a plan has been made to develop settlements on Mars. And so we have all of this training going on with this Martian settlement and preparing to go to the Martian settlement, and who will be chosen and who will be left behind, and the ways in which these elites who have access to high levels of education have a leg up in this Mars settlement compared to all of the people who make space travel happen, all of the people sort of downstairs who have that same experience but don't have necessarily that same pedigree, social pedigree, power pedigree, educational pedigree. Because Escape Velocity and this 25th high school reunion is set in a space hotel. It's the Space Hotel Altair. It's in orbit around the Earth, and it is the best of the best, and that means that it's run by lots of people with lots of experience and enjoyed by very few people of lots of experience, but maybe not the most self-awareness or class consciousness. It's a really, as with The Sleepless, delightful exploration of the world and the systems in which we live, and this sort of near future culture. It's very queer. We have these penalties essentially on the point giving system to going to Mars for the inability to produce children, which is, not great. And these characters are sort of negotiating around that, and all sorts of explorations of the self and the community with each other, and indulgence and desire, and the sorts of desires that push you over the edge. Just really a fantastic science fiction novel. Like, no one is doing the near future like Victor Manibo. Just an absolute amazing sort of situation that we have here. And of course, we had to have a drink. And the wonderful thing for me in reading the book in the 2 weeks since it came out on May 21st is I did not have to read for a drink this time, because the drink already exists. Last summer, as Victor Manibo was editing the book, he remembered the drink that we did for The Sleepless and reached out to me to create the specialty cocktail of one of the restaurants in this space hotel, Altair. And that's what I did, and that's what we have. This specialty cocktail is an exploration of both the aesthetics and themes of Mars and travel to Mars, as well as a contemplation on the specific climate adaptive strains that the cocktail world and the spirits world will be experiencing as climate change persists over the course of the next century. Things that are expensive, are water intensive, and so will become more so, and will become more of a signifier of this really elite group of people who are guests at this hotel. This sort of conspicuous consumption that really matches that Rochefortian spirit. And so, without any further ado, why don't we turn to today's drink? This is the Ad Martem, as made at the Space Hotel Altair. We're going to start with 1.5 ounces of cognac. As we saw in the 20th century, the vines of grapes can come under strain from blight. This was one of the drivers of the growth of the American wine market. And so in thinking about strains on the cognac region of France and on grape production in general, this brandy is going to become even less accessible. I mean, it's very accessible. We have systems in place for that, but it's something that, for the best of the best, is going to, in the world of escape velocity, become harder to find. Then fresh citrus, harder and harder to get. Fresh citrus, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, fresh produce up into orbit, into space. That freshness is really something that can be a limiting factor on this near-Earth orbit space travel. And so we've got 3/4 ounce of bright, refreshing lemon juice in there. And then for our sweeteners, our modifiers, there are few nuts that are more water intensive than almonds, and we certainly love orgeat syrup here at Bar Cart Bookshelf, and so we have got 1/2 ounce of orgeat in here. And then for that wonderful red of Mars, we have got 1/2 ounce of the bittersweet liqueur Campari, with its wonderful balance of herbs and flavorings and that bright red color. So we'll get all of our ingredients down here into our shaker. Lovely. Get our ice. We always add our ice last because that's what cooks our cocktail. And shake it on up. Lovely. Nice, refreshing, frosty, delicious. Take a large coupe here, and strain into there. It's lovely, Martian pink color. And as you can see, we still have some space in our glass. Now, traveling with carbonation and bottles of champagne is definitely a challenge that I foresee for space tourism. And so we are going to get a bottle of sparkling wine. I'm using a Prosecco. You can use champagne, cava, any of your favorite sparkling wines. And you'll want to get that opened on up. Very easy to open a bottle of bubbly. If you're paying attention, just one easy turn and it pops right out. No spraying, no flying corks. We want to keep things safe when we're here at the Space Hotel Altair. And so we'll give that just a little top there for that extra effervescence. There you go. And as always, when you're opening a bottle of bubbly, you should have a friend with you, because really, you want to keep those bubbles fresh. You want to enjoy this with all of your old classmates, all of your old friends and enemies, in good company. And so there you have it. This is the Ad Martem, inspired by the Escape Velocity, the novel Escape Velocity by Victor Manibo. Escape Velocity is available now. I've got a link to snag it in the description below. This is such a treat. If you like science fiction, if you like stories about elites being in trouble and making their own trouble and the sins of our past revisiting us, then you're really going to have a wonderful time with Escape Velocity. I know I did. It's been one of my most anticipated books of the year, and one that has just overjoyed me. I've got links to various forms of social media, including Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky, where there's always a written version of today's recipe. I've got a link to pre-order my book, Cocktails and Consoles, which will be out in September. 75 cocktails and mocktails inspired by the wonderful world of video games. I'm very excited to be sharing more about that with all of you soon. Please hit that like button. It makes me so very, very happy when you do. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you never miss an episode, because we will be back all summer long with some wonderful new cocktails and mocktails inspired by books. And so, until next time, cheers.